right, so wow, I'm really doing this. Whew. I'm gonna need tissues. Wait a minute. Alright, so what's up, you guys? It's your girl Courtenay, and I am back with another video. A different kind of video. Wow, I said I wasn't gonna cry. I'm gonna let God use my words, and hopefully I can get the message out. Okay, so this is gonna be a video of me going in the hospital, you guys, for not being able to breathe, to me sitting here with you guys now and saying that I can never have children again. Wow. Oh, shit. Let's try this again. So this is gonna be a video, you guys, of me telling you guys how I went into the hospital for not being able to breathe, to me sitting here with you guys now, never saying that I can never have children again. Let me tell you how we got here, okay? So about March this year, you guys, if you are new to my channel, people here already know I've always had issues with my menstrual cycle. But just to give you guys a little background, sorry, about September last year, I started having a regular cycle, meaning monthly cycles every month. And prior to that, I never really had that before, okay? If you guys want the full details on that, we'll go into that. But anyway, so around March, I noticed that I started having some vaginal bleeding. And I'm like, my period is on a lot longer than it usually is. Like, what's going on? And then I had a really bad episode. The first one, if you guys suffer with endometriosis and you've had a really bad cycle, I was diagnosed with endometriosis like 2 years ago, but I never have dealt with this because for some reason I never dealt with this. So in in March, I had a really bad episode where my cycle came on and I was, bleeding heavy, but I thought, hey, that's what women do, you bleed heavy. But this time, I had excruciating abdominal pain, and it was hurting. My stomach was in like knots. I had never ever felt pain like this before. I was home alone. I was in here on the floor crying, dying. I actually thought, you guys, that I was having a miscarriage because I never had anything like this. I've never felt any pain like this before. I'm like, am I having a miscarriage? Like, this is some pain I never felt. I feel like I'm having to push. I'm bleeding. I had to crawl over in the tub just to feel some relief. It was really bad. I thought I was going to have to go to the hospital. I pushed through that. It only did it I didn't understand what it was because I had never had anything happen like that to me before. So you know, I told my husband about it. I'm like, that scared me. I thought I was having a miscarriage or something, because what is this? So anyway, I continued to have my cycle, and probably about 2 months later, I had another one of those episodes when my cycle came. And this time my husband was here for it. So excruciating pain, popping medicine, because I had a couple cycles in between that, you guys, and doing those I kind of just doped myself up. So I thought this was the same thing. I kind of just take medicine and it is what it is. So I had one of those episodes again, and my husband was here for it, and so he could see the pain that I was in. It scared him half to death, scared us both half to death, because this time the pain was worse than the first time I had it. Okay, and I'm like, okay, so is this happening every time my cycle is coming on? You know, because my cycle was on. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on with this? And I remember, like, the doctor do say I have something called endometriosis. So I started looking it up, and I looked up all the signs, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is what I'm going through. And they said that the episodes become progressively worse. And I'm like, oh, okay. So that cycle, you guys, on June the 16th, my life changed forever. Okay. So I was bleeding. I was bleeding so bad. I was popping pills because I could, like, I was in so much pain. I was bleeding profusely. Like, I couldn't go from the couch to the bathroom without, like, TMI, but if you hear it, you hear for it. Clots. I feel like the clots was like this big falling out of me. So finally, of course my cycle was longer, but finally it got to a stage where it slowed down, but I was still bleeding. So I noticed that my heart was kind of fighting really hard. I couldn't walk up the stairs. I couldn't do any work at work. And this was for days. I could hear my heart beating through my ears. Like, I'm like, this is not normal. Something is happening. What is this? And so initially I'm like, dang, did I mess myself up taking so much medication while on my cycle that it done mess with my heart, you know? And so one day I was at work and I was trying to work, but I just couldn't breathe, y'all. I could not breathe. And I just kept saying it. And I'm like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. So I just told my manager, I'm like, this ain't right. I'm going to leave a little early. I'm finna go to the hospital. So I called my husband. I'm like, you know, I can go by myself. You ain't got to go with me. You know, it's just, you know, don't worry. If something gets serious, I'll call you. You know, like, don't miss work for this. I'm okay. So, well, I went to the urgent care first. But when I talked to the urgent care doctors, they was like, you losing how much blood? I was like, cause yeah, I did have my cycle. They was like, you was losing how much blood? The urgent care immediately said, no, go to the hospital. So they put all my information in. I went right over to the hospital. And the hospital was like checking my vitals, checking my sign, checking everything. And they was like, baby, no wonder you can't breathe. You don't have any blood in you. A low is a 7. You are at a 6 point something. Like damn near a 5. I don't want to say the wrong terms, y'all. I'm not a medical person, but they was like, you're gonna need a blood transfusion. You done lost this much blood. Something's not right. You're gonna need a blood transfusion. So I had to end up getting 2 bags of blood. I didn't know. I'm like, what? I ended up getting 2 bags of blood. I had to get a vaginal ultrasound. I was so weak, y'all. I was so weak. I had to get a vaginal ultrasound. I got a abdominal ultrasound. You know, the one on top, kind of like, you know. And they did a bunch of EKG, took the pictures of my heart and stuff, you know. But yeah, anyway, so they gave me the blood. My husband, he couldn't leave work. There was nobody magically this day who could relieve him for work. So he was having like a heart attack. Like, my husband know one thing about my husband, he do not play about me, okay? So when he saw that they was hooking me up and stuff like that, he was like, but he couldn't, there was nobody there to relieve him that day. So finally he got there around 8 o'clock. Man, y'all had been there since 11 a.m. 11. So maybe 10, 11, I'm gonna say 11. So it was 8 o'clock, almost 9. He finally got to the hospital. I was still there because they was putting the blood in me, giving me liquids and stuff like that. So they was like, hey, you need to go see your OBGYN. Like, this ain't normal, okay? So I booked the appointment with my OBGYN. Couldn't see her insurance stuff. I had changed insurance people. She don't take my insurance, so couldn't see her. But I was bleeding, and so to try to help me out, the best thing she could do for me was prescribe me something that she had given to me previously in the past to try to stop the bleeding, right? So I took the medicine. I want to say I can't remember anyway, but I remember taking the medicine, you guys, and I was on my way to work perfectly fine. And about 15 minutes later, when I stepped out the truck, I could feel like a gush, like, oh, this medicine is supposed to stop me from bleeding. Why am I bleeding? You know, again. So, but I had a pad on, so I'm like, it's fine. I got a pad on. I'm gonna get inside. It can't be like that, you know. I'm gonna get inside of work, and I got a pad. I'll change my pad. So I went in the bathroom, wiped, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the front. I'm gonna clean up front really quick. It only take me about 5 minutes, and then I can change to my big pad. 5 minutes, y'all. Less than 5 minutes. I was bleeding so hard, I started bleeding through my clothes down to my shoe. Bleeding profusely. So I ended up going, well, I had to leave work. At first, because y'all, I had been taking off work. I had no time. I had been sick, you know, like, I'm like, I need to be at work. So at first I'm like, just, can I run to Walmart real quick and get a change of clothes, you know? I'll be right back. My manager at the time, she was like, no, you need to go to the doctor. I'm like, but I don't have time. I've been calling out. I've been missing work. I've been sick. Like, I don't have time. I can't be missing work, you know. But anyway, told my husband, left work early enough so he can go to the hospital with me, because I went back to the hospital, y'all, because it scared me. I already didn't have any blood. You know, I was just here a week. This happened a week later. I was just here a week ago, and I'm bleeding down to my shoe. What's going on? So they was like, okay, your blood is at a 7. It's not at a 6. So we can't give you another blood transfusion. But you need to call some OBGYN and tell them they need to make you an emergency appointment. They need to move you up ASAP. So I call my new insurance provider, because prior to this, y'all, I had never even used this insurance. I didn't know nothing about this insurance. So I called my new people and told them, hey, this is what happened to me. Y'all need to get me into an OBG right now, between today and tomorrow. So they got me in. I went in. She took some tests. She took because she's like, we need to make sure you don't have some kind of cancer or something, right? So we went right in. She scraped. Ooh, that was so painful. Lord have mercy, that was so painful. She scraped enough so she can send off for testing. She prescribed me some medicine. It's a really strong birth control to try to stop my bleeding, right? Okay, so the bleeding stopped, but that medicine, agistin, I don't know, that birth control was really taking me down through there. So I stopped bleeding, but that medicine had me depressed, stressed, bloated, nauseous, couldn't eat, gaining weight. I couldn't eat, but I was gaining weight. And I was just sick all the time, but I wasn't bleeding. So I'm trying to push through. Let me make sure this don't shut off. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Focus on me. Okay. So I'm trying to push through work. But I'm not bleeding, but I'm sick all the time. Okay. So the next month roll around, and I noticed that I'm starting to bleed through this medicine, right? And I'm like, whoa, what's happening now? You know, what's going on? They say it's supposed to stop my bleeding. Why am I bleeding? Talk to the nurse. She said, is it time for your cycle to be on? And I thought about it. I said, or no, you know who actually said it? It was my husband. He said, is it time for your cycle to be on? I was like, you know what? It is around the time for my cycle to be on. So I told the nurse that. It's so much happening, y'all. I forgive me if I don't get the details. But anyway, it was around the time for my cycle supposed to be on. I didn't know that my cycle was still gonna come through on this medicine. Cycle still came on, y'all. Another episode of me on the floor, crying, dying. Wait, I'm moving too fast. I'm moving too fast. Back up. The test results came in. Test results came in. The doctor called me. I was working out on the floor. And she was like, hey, you know, are you sitting down? I'm like, fuck, this ain't about to be some good news. So I went into like a private place in my job, and I talked to her, and she was like, yeah, so it looks like you do have endometrial cancer. You know, I'm sorry to let you know, you need to see this doctor as soon as possible. You know, but yeah, you got cancer. I wanted to leave work, but I knew that I was just gonna be at home crying all day. Oh, thank God for my co-workers who surrounded me with love and prayer during that time. I tried to call my husband, but I guess God didn't want me to tell him right then, because he didn't answer. He was out doing a job in the hills, and they don't have really good reception up there, so I couldn't get a hold of him. But thank God I had people around me who, you know, loved me and prayed for me in that moment. And I just stayed at work. I didn't want to go home, because if I went home, y'all, I would have, I don't know what would have happened. Like, I needed in that moment to stay busy. But I was a mess the whole day. I was crying every other moment, every other second. Just having to take moments that whole day, you know, just crying, because I'm like, I'm fucking 32, and y'all saying that I got cancer. 32, and I got endometrial cancer. And I knew that it was a possibility that with that comes a hysterectomy. Anyway, to speed that up, thank everybody who let me just take this time right now for all of my family who supported me through this, all of my friends, everybody who checked on me, everybody who supported me, who helped me out at work when I couldn't carry things, for my for my husband, who was, I don't have anybody here, you know, and it's, you know, it's just really me and him. I mean, he has his family, his brothers and stuff that are here, but as far as me, I don't have anybody. So shout out to my husband for taking off work, leaving work, supporting me through taking me to my doctor's appointments, supporting me through this. Never had a weak moment, supported me through all of my moments, all of my tears, all of my grief, missing work, loving me. If I could give that man the world, I would. If I can give him the world, I would. He stayed strong, even though I know it was hurting him too. He tried his best to never let me see that he was hurting too, you know. But because that's my husband and I know him, I know he was hurting, and he hate to see me hurting. And it's hard for a man to see something and he can't do nothing, you know. That was completely out of his hands. It was between the God and the doctors. So I just want to thank him for that. Anyway, so let's get to the last episode. So like I said, my period came on, and this time it was worse, y'all. This time, this one was worse. I was bleeding again profusely, and this time, y'all, I couldn't get off the toilet. I was in so much pain, and I was bleeding so bad. I couldn't get off the toilet. I could not walk. I couldn't walk. And so I rolled over in the tub, because at this time I'm learning patterns that kind of work for me. Like when I get in the tub, but in the tub I'm just bleeding. The water is just brown. I'm just bleeding. And I called my husband, and I'm just like I can't do this no more. Like I can't do this. So mind y'all, my blood is still low, and now I'm having another cycle, and I'm bleeding. So he finally get me up, y'all, because I needed to put some clothes on, but I couldn't walk. But finally he like, do you want me to call the ambulance? You know, he know I'm cheap. So I really made a lot of effort to not call the ambulance. I got up. That's a joke we say, because he know I'm cheap. I'm like, hell no, he ain't calling no ambulance. That's gonna cost us so much money. But he finally was able to get me up, y'all, but I couldn't walk. Like, he was holding me, and mind you, we stay upstairs, and I was fading out. I was fading out. He was losing, you know, and I could hear him, baby, you up? And sometimes I would answer him, sometimes I wouldn't. I was fading out, y'all. I was like going like, and finally he got me in the car, and I'm just moaning and I'm groaning, and he get me to the hospital again. Y'all, they had to give me another blood transfusion. They gave me like IVs. They had to give me pain medicine this time, morphine, to try to ease my pain, because I was in so much pain. They had to give me like 2 or 3 doses of morphine. And then they wanted me to be closer to my doctor. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm 1 week post-op, so I'm still healing, and I'm still getting pain. So they transfer me like 45 minutes away. I get in the ambulance so I could be closer to my doctors, because that's just the closest hospital. That's not who I'm with. That's just the closest hospital that was to me that he could get me to. So they transferred me in the ambulance to the hospital who my insurance is with. And you know, they really didn't have to transfer me, because honestly they had already done mostly everything. But whatever. I was in the hospital from 10 o'clock that night to 11 o'clock, almost 12 o'clock the next day. So I'm like, okay. So I go back to work. Yeah, I done exceeded all my time, all my like, I don't have nothing. Like, this has put a lot of financial strain on us, because I'm in and out the hospital, I'm in and out the doctor, offices, doctor's appointments. Just, and keep in mind, y'all, this has all happened within a month and a half. Within a month and a half. And that's including my now surgery. Okay? So that Friday, because, okay, so what they end up telling me is, hey, increase the dosage of your birth control. And I'm telling them, y'all, this birth control is making me sick. Like, y'all, this birth control is making me depressed. This birth control is not good for me. It's got me bloated. I'm steady telling them the symptoms, and y'all are gonna increase my dosage. But okay, cool, to help stop the bleeding. It helps slow down the bleeding. I never stopped bleeding. So that Friday, I started bleeding. And I'm like, I just left the house. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep doing this, y'all. I can't keep, like, I'm bleeding heavy again. Like, what is happening? Y'all done up my dosage. Y'all done got me super fucking depressed. Like, you increase my dosage. I'm taking 2 and 3 times the amount, and I'm still bleeding. No, I cannot. No. So my surgery was scheduled for August the 30th originally, but this was August the 4th. It's no way I would have made it to August the 30th. It's no way. The doctor was trying to give me time, you guys, to consider having my eggs pulled, for, like, if I wanted to do like a surrogacy thing. I'm an average everyday citizen like the rest of, like most of us. And when the doctor was breaking it down to me, it's not him pulling my eggs that would cost. The cost is implanting the egg with my husband. Healthcare do not coverage the person who, say for instance, I had a friend girl who's gonna carry my baby. Healthcare don't cover her because she's a surrogate. Healthcare is not gonna cover her insurance. I'm an everyday working person. That he said $100,000. Do I look like I'm a walking $100,000 person? He don't know that, but I'm just saying I don't have that. Y'all, I'm barely working. So in my head, you know, I'm just like, I get it. I talked to my doctor. He called me. I said, hey, I can't take it no more. I know you was trying to give me time to consider having my eggs pulled and stuff, but I gotta choose me. I gotta choose me. Get this cancer out of me. Stop this bleeding. This is wearing on me. My mental. This is wearing on my body. This is wearing on my family. This is wearing on my finances. This shit is taking me out. This shit is taking me out. It's taking me out. I can't take it no more. And I knew it was time for me to have the surgery. Oh God, my husband don't even know this. When I called my sister crying, I called my sister crying, and I told her that I was just tired. I'm depressed. I'm sick. I can't do nothing. I just want to unalive myself. Like, I was that tired. And when I said that, I knew I couldn't wait no longer. I couldn't wait no longer. It was no way I would have lasted to August the 30th. I needed him to do it as soon as possible. Like, get this cancer out of my body. I'll deal with whatever comes next after, y'all. And I don't talk like that, but this process just, I'm so in control of my life, and this made me be totally out of control of myself. This took me down through there. I was so sick and I was just so tired, and so I knew it was time. So I talked to him and I'm like, we gotta do this ASAP. Like, I can't wait till the 30th. We gotta do this as soon as possible. So that was that Friday. He scheduled me for the surgery that Monday, which was August the 7th. Yeah, August the 7th. So y'all, I went in for hysterectomy, not a partial. Everything is gone. I can never carry children ever again a day in my life. My uterus is gone. My ovaries is gone. My fallopian tubes is gone. Everything is gone. And the reason they had to take all of that is because they didn't want to leave anything else around for the possibility of the cancer spreading. So this was to save my life. I didn't think at 32 I would never be able to have children. That's always been a dream of mine. Since I was a little girl, I've always wanted to be a mother. And I don't know, maybe God wants me to be a mother to somebody else out there, you know. It's a lot of children out here who need love, and I don't care if they don't come from me. You know, if it is in God's will and His way, we will have a child. It may not be biologically ours, but I'm gonna love them like they are, you know. So thank God for that possibility. But I had to save my life, y'all. I had to save my life. So I know this is long. I'm sorry, but I mean, I had to tell y'all what it is, okay? So I'm off work. I'm still really can't rest because I gotta figure out like how I'm gonna pay this rent, because I've been taking me and my husband out of work. Like, I'm like, I don't know how we're gonna fucking pay rent. Y'all know we live in fucking high ass California. I'm like, I don't know how we're gonna put food in the house. Like, of course my husband gonna try his best. He, you know, he pick up extra work and stuff, but y'all, I don't know how, like, this has really taken a toll on our lives. I can't be too prideful. I'm gonna create me a GoFundMe. By the time y'all see this video, it'll be up. I got a Cash App. I can't be prideful, y'all. What do I have left? If y'all want to help me, I don't care if it's $1. to help put a pack of oodles and noodles in this house, just so I can rest and try to heal, y'all. Like, I need a break. If y'all want to help me out, I'm gonna leave that down below. Y'all don't feel like you got to. Do not feel like you got to. Don't feel like this is what that video is for. This video is informational for anybody who's gone through this and is going through this. This is what this video is for. I don't want y'all to get it twisted, but if you want to, it'll be there. Okay. The best thing y'all can do for me is pray for me. Pray for me. And maybe share this with somebody. Share it. Share it. Share it with somebody. You never know. It's women going through. It say every 1 in 4 women suffer with endometriosis. So y'all get checked, because you don't want that to turn. Y'all don't want that to turn into this. Get checked. Stay on top of your stuff. First signs. Wait a minute. Sorry, y'all. Trash man. Get yourself checked on. Don't prolong stuff. If you're diagnosed with endometriosis, make sure you stay on top of that stuff, because you don't want it to turn into this. Okay. Even though when I spoke to my doctor, he said there was nothing I did wrong. I didn't eat nothing wrong. I didn't do nothing wrong. There was nothing I did that caused this to happen. And that really made me feel better, because I'm, you know, naturally you blame yourself, like, what did I do wrong, you know? It was nothing. He said it was nothing that I did, you know. So yeah, y'all, we are here. I do feel a little better, not gonna lie. I'm so glad I done stopped bleeding. The first couple days of after surgery was a little rough, but we on the other side of it. I just want to focus on healing. This video gonna be long, y'all. Sorry. I love y'all. Thank y'all for all your love and your prayers. Thank you for your patience. If y'all feel like why I didn't tell y'all, for those who don't know what's happening, don't take it personal. I was dealing with my own emotions with this. Okay? I didn't want to worry other people with what I had going on. At least I tried not to. Don't take it personal. It's me. I asked a lot of people in my life to not share it until I was ready. Some didn't abide by the rules, mama and daddy. But I asked them to keep my business personal, you know. I wanted to deal with my own emotions with it. I ain't want nobody saying, why you ain't tell me? Why you ain't call me? What is that gonna do? And I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying, like, you forcing me to have to deal with your emotions with it versus allow me to sit in how I'm dealing with, how I'm feeling. Okay? My life has just turned upside down. give me the time to figure it out. It has nothing to do with you and everything to do with me. So don't, please, y'all, please don't take it personal that I didn't call you. Okay? So, anyway, let's end this video. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your love, for your prayers. And thank you guys in advance if you decide to send me anything. Thank you. I love y'all so much. And hopefully the next time you see your girl, she'll be looking better and doing better. Okay? So, yeah.